My name is Amina, and I was 24 years old when my grandmother died. The phone rings too early, the kind of call that never brings good news. My mother's name flashes on the screen and I already know. There is no hello, no gentle breaking of the worst news a person can deliver. Just 3 words, flat and heavy. Grandma is gone. I sat up in bed, the sheets tangled around my legs. Outside, the sky is still dark. I wait for the tears to come, for the sharp pain of loss to slice through me. But there is nothing. Just silence. Just the quiet hum of the ceiling fan and the weight of a truth I have carried for years. I do not miss her. Before I continue, please let me know where you're listening from. It would be nice to feel closer even if we're physically apart. Also, don't forget to like, it will help this video to reach so many people who need to listen to my story, and leave a comment, share your thoughts about this story. Let's have a fair and open discussion so we can learn from each other here on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more of this content coming your way. Enjoy listening. I remember the first time she made me feel small. I was 7, twirling in a new dress, the fabric flaring around my knees. "Stop that," she snapped. "You look ridiculous." The words stuck like thorns. At 12, she patted my cheek and sighed. "Such a shame," she said. "Your sister got all the beauty." At 16, when I showed her my scholarship letter, she glanced at it and said, "They must have been desperate." The worst part, no one ever stopped her. The funeral is on Friday. My mother calls again in the evening, her voice tight. "You're coming," she says. It isn't a question. "Yes," I say. "Good." Pause. "Wear something decent." "And Amina," her voice drops. "Try to act like you care." The line goes dead. I don't own anything black, so I go to the market and buy the cheapest dress I can find. The fabric is thin, the stitching uneven. It doesn't matter. My roommate, Leah, watches me pack. "You okay?" she asks. I fold the dress into my bag. She wasn't kind to me. Leah doesn't press. She just hugs me, and for the first time since the call I feel something, not grief but the absence of pretending. That night I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The train leaves at dawn. I think about the funeral, about the tears that will be shed, the stories that will be told. I wonder if anyone will speak the truth, that she was cruel in small, quiet ways that left no marks but never really faded. But I already know the answer. Tomorrow I will go. I will stand in the back. I will wear a cheap black dress. And I will not cry. The morning air is cold when I step outside. My breath comes out in little clouds as I drag my suitcase down the empty street toward the station. The train is already waiting when I arrive, its metal body humming under the pale yellow lights. I find my seat by the window. Across from me, a woman rocks a sleeping baby in her arms. She smiles at me, one of those soft, knowing smiles people give when they think they recognize grief on your face. I look away. The train jerks forward, and just like that, I'm moving back toward a place I swore I'd left behind. I haven't been home in 3 years. Not since I packed 2 suitcases and took the same train in the opposite direction, my hands shaking with something that wasn't quite sadness, wasn't quite relief. My mother had stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "You'll be back," she'd said. "You're not as strong as you think." I press my forehead against the cool glass. The city melts into fields, into small towns where the houses sit close together like they're keeping secrets. My phone buzzes. A message from my sister. Asterisk, "Don't be late. And don't embarrass us." I don't reply. Instead, I open the Notes app on my phone where I've kept a list over the years. Things Grandma said to me. I scroll through them. "You'll never be as good as your sister." Age 9. "That dress makes you look fat." Age 14. "Why can't you be more grateful?" Age 19, when I asked for help with tuition. I close the app. Outside, the sky is getting lighter. The baby across from me starts to fuss. The mother bounces her gently, humming a song I think I recognize. It takes me a moment to place it. A lullaby my own grandmother used to sing to my cousins when they were small. She never sang it to me. "First time going home in a while?" the woman asks me. I nod. "It's hard," she says, like she understands. "But family is family." I want to tell her that's exactly the problem. That those words, "family is family," are the reason I spent years swallowing my hurt like it was normal. That blood doesn't make people kind. That love shouldn't have to hurt. But the train is slowing down. My stop is next. I stand on the platform with my suitcase watching the train pull away. The air here smells different. Like the bakery down the street from our old house. Like the pine trees that line the cemetery where we'll bury her today. My hands don't shake. My eyes stay dry. Somewhere in the distance, church bells ring. The taxi drops me off in front of a house I still dream about sometimes. The peeling blue shutters, the crooked step no one ever fixed, the rose bush that somehow thrives despite never being tended. My fingers hover over the doorbell before I decide against it. They wouldn't have bothered to lock it anyway. The door creaks open to reveal a hallway frozen in time. Same faded wallpaper. Same squeaky floorboard third from the left. Same smell of lemon cleaner and something faintly sour underneath. Amina. My mother appears in the kitchen doorway, wiping her hands on a dish towel. You're late. I check my watch. By 7 minutes. She ignores this. Your sister's upstairs. Go help her with the flowers. The stairs groan under my weight. My old bedroom door is slightly ajar, except it's not mine anymore. The posters are gone, the bed replaced with a sewing table. Someone has painted the walls a cheerful yellow. My sister sits on the floor of what used to be our shared bathroom, wrestling with a wreath of white lilies. She looks up when I appear. Took you long enough, she says, but there's no real heat in it. I kneel beside her. Our elbows bump as we work. It's the closest we've been in years. Remember when Grandma, she starts, then stops herself. I know what she was going to say. Remember when Grandma locked you in the pantry for eating her chocolates? Remember when she told everyone at Thanksgiving you'd never find a husband? But we don't talk about those things. Not here. Not today. Downstairs, the house fills with relatives I barely recognize. Aunts who pinch my cheeks too hard. Uncles who ask when I'm getting married. Cousins who eye my city clothes with suspicion. They all speak in hushed tones about what a wonderful woman Grandma was. Such a strong person. Always so generous. The heart of this family. I sip bitter coffee from a chipped mug and say nothing. My father finds me hiding in the backyard. He smells like whiskey and Old Spice just like always. You okay, kiddo? It's the first time anyone's asked. The question catches in my chest like a fishhook. I watch a ladybug crawl across the porch railing. Do you think, I ask slowly, that death makes people into saints? He sighs long and deep. She loved you, you know. That's the funny part, I say. I don't think she did. For once he doesn't argue. The hearse arrives at noon. As we line up to follow it to the church, my mother grabs my arm. Try, she whispers. For once in your life, just try to be part of this family. I look at her hand on my sleeve, the wedding band digging into my skin. I think about all the times I tried. All the times it was never enough. The ladybug has vanished. I wonder where it went. The church smells like old hymnals and regret. I sit in the third pew, close enough to be seen, far enough to breathe. My black dress itches at the collar. Around me, people sniffle into tissues. My mother cries the way she does everything, perfectly without smudging her makeup. The priest talks about resurrection and light. He calls my grandmother a woman of unwavering love. Someone behind me murmurs agreement. My fingers dig into the pew's edge. The wood is smooth from generations of guilty hands gripping just like this. Then comes the worst part. Would anyone like to share memories? The priest asks. My aunt stands first. Tells how Grandma took her in after the divorce. My cousin goes next, how she paid for his college. The stories pile up like flowers on a grave, each one brighter than the last. My sister elbows me. You should say something. All eyes turn to me. The family disappointment. The girl who left. I stand. The podium feels unsteady. The microphone squeals. I look out at the sea of expectant faces and open my mouth. What comes out isn't what they want. Grandma taught me how to lie, I say. A shocked ripple through the crowd. My mother's face goes pale. She taught me to smile when I was hurting. To say, I'm fine when nothing was. To thank people for gifts that cut my hands. I grip the podium tighter. Those were useful skills. Someone gasps. My father puts his head in his hands. I loved her, I say. It's not entirely a lie. But love shouldn't have to hurt. The silence is so complete I can hear the old church clock ticking. Then my grandmother's sister stands. That's enough, she snaps. I step down. Afterward, in the church parking lot, the family splits like a rotten log. My cousins won't meet my eyes. My uncle mutters about respect. My mother grabs my arm hard enough to bruise. What the hell was that? She hisses. The truth, I say. Her slap comes fast. My cheek burns. For some reason, this is what finally makes me cry. Not the funeral, not the death, but this familiar pain. Get out, she says. Don't come to the burial. So I do what I've always done best. I walk away. The cemetery gates are still swinging behind me when the first raindrops fall. I don't hurry. Let the storm come. Let it wash this town off my skin. My suitcase wheels catch in the mud as I walk toward the station. The black dress clings to me, soaked through. A car slows beside me. My cousin Layla, her face pressed against the fogged window. Amina. Get in. I keep walking. She follows the car, crawling along the curb. You'll catch your death, she shouts over the rain. I stop. Turn. The rain streams down my face like tears I never shed inside that church. Better than catching my life, I say. Her mouth opens. Closes. The car drives away. The train station is empty except for an old man mopping the floors. He nods at my dripping clothes but says nothing. I buy a one-way ticket by shaking hands. As I wait, I take out my phone. There are 17 missed calls. 32 messages. I block every number. Then I open my notes app one last time. Things Grandma said to me. My finger hovers over delete. That I select all. Copy. Open a new document titled, Things I'll Never Say to My Daughter. The train arrives with a sigh of brakes. I board, leaving wet footprints down the aisle. Outside the window, my hometown blurs into gray. A woman across from me offers a tissue. Rough day. I touch my cheek where my mother's handprint still burns. Better ones ahead, I say. As the train gains speed, I press my forehead to the cold glass and watch the storm clouds break. A sliver of sunlight cuts through, turning the raindrops to gold. Somewhere behind me, they're lowering a coffin into the ground. Somewhere ahead, the sun is shining on a different life. I close my eyes. For the first time in 24 years, I breathe. Thank you for listening to my story. Do you think I should have done better, or I did what I had to do? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Let's have an open conversation together. If you love listening to revenge stories, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more of these stories coming your way every single day. Thank you.